Okay, now the ninth. Hello guys, it's your boy Danny Boy. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to spice up your chords with left hand voicings. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Let's get into this. Now, what's a left hand voicing? A left hand voicing is simply the chords you play on your left hand, so let's say the voicings, because some of them are not full chords, but let's say the voicings you play on your left hand to accompany what you play on the right hand. Now, I know this may sound new to many of you beginners because you're used to playing the root of every chord you play. So, for example, if you're playing the C major chord, you're taught to play the roots, which is C. So those are just single notes, and those are literally what the bass guitarist will be playing if you were playing in a band. So left hand voicings allow you to play more than the roots, or sometimes even without the roots, to sort of enrich what you are playing. Alright, so let's take an example and then I'm going to break it down all for you. So in this example, you can see how I'm trying to play not just the root notes on my left, but I'm trying to play chords as well, because if you listen to the music, there's a bass guitar playing all the notes that would accompany the chords. So it wouldn't make sense for me to also play just the roots, like it wouldn't make sense. That would just be doubling whatever the bass guitar is playing, and don't do that. Your bass guitarist won't be happy with you. So let's head on to the breakdown, and I'm going to show you how to play some of these voicings on your left hand to spice up your play. So we have types of left hand voices. Now let me say I can't exhaust every single left hand voicing in this video, but I'll try to teach you the essentials and also the mindset behind forming some of these chords. Your typical root would be just the roots, and sometimes you double up the roots. So in this case, I'm playing C and C. I'm just playing an octave, which is what I would do most of the time, or even if you play in a lower octave. Right. The left hand voicing will depend on the quality of the chord you're playing. So if it's a major 7, so in my right hand I'm playing a C, E, G, and a B. Okay. Now you could play a similar thing on your left hand. I mean, not the full chord because it's going to sound muddy. I mean, I can't play this. So one rule is to play the 1, the 5, and the 7 of the chord you're playing. So in this case, I'm playing a major 7 chord. So that's a C, a G, and a B. So that's my 1, 5, and 7. Now, if I were playing a dominant chord, which would be this, that's a C7. Remember, there's a C major 7, that's a C7. For the voicing, we would play the 1, the 5, and the 7. So in this case, that would be the C, the G, and the B flat. Hope you're following. And then same applies for every other chord you're playing. So for example, if we're on the 4, which is an F, we're playing in the key of C, I would play the F major 7. Now that's one way of playing left-hand voicings. That's the 1, the 5, and the 7. The second type of left-hand voicings are what we call rootless voicings. So if you notice, all the voicings I've taught you so far include the root. So for example, we're playing the 1, the 5, and the 7, the 1, the 5, and the 7. It always included the root. With rootless voicings, you do not include the root, so you play more of chord extensions. What's a chord extension? If we take a typical major 7 chord, we have the 1, the 3, the 5, the 7. We could also have the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th. Okay, I'll restrict this to the 1, the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9th. Okay, so we're going to build our chords on the 9th for the same C major chord. Instead of playing the C, the G, and the B, we're instead going to move to the 9th of the chord. Okay, you see the difference? It's the same chord we're playing. This time we're playing without the roots. So if we had a bass guitarist, he's going to play the roots. I'm going to play this. So there you go. That's your left-hand voicing for your C major 7. Same applies for your dominant 7th. 1, 3, 5, 7. And then the 9th, that would mean we could play something like this. So now there you have it. So on the 4, which is the F major 7, this time we're playing the full major 7 chord, including the roots. So there's really no hard and fast rule. It's just what works in the moment, depending on the voicing you're trying to play and all that. So don't think you'd have to play a certain voicing all the time. If you watched the demonstration I played earlier, I kind of vary the voicings depending on the effects I want. So we're going to do another demonstration, this time with 2-5-1s using rootless voicings. We'll take a typical 2-5-1 progression. That's a 2-5-1, literally 2-5-1. Okay. Let's see how we can apply that with rootless voicings. The first note is a 2. That's our D. Usually you'd play what, a D minor, right? Okay. D minor, and then you'd play a G7, I think. Okay. And then 1, back to our C major 7. D minor 7, G7, C major 7. To spice it up, let's use some of our rules of playing the 9th instead of the voicing with the roots. So on the 2, we have this 1, 3, 5, 7. Instead of playing this for the D minor. We can also play this for the D minor. Yeah, I know it looks like the F major 7, but that's the beauty of chord extensions. Let's play the 9th for that. So we play our 2. Let's assume our bass guitarist is playing this on our left. Okay. And then let's see what we can do with our 5. For our G, we have the G7, which is the G, B, D, F. If we add a 9th, that's A. Okay, now let's leave the roots, which is the G, out. I usually like to invert this type of chord, so I'm going to superimpose it this way. Alright, I think this sounds richer to me. I don't know, this sounds a little scattered. So now we have our 2 chords. We have our D minor chord with this voicing, and then we have our G7 chord with this voicing. Okay, now to our 1, which is our major 7. So if we extend that to the 9th, we're going to get this. We have all our 3 chords for our 2-5-1. Let's see how it sounds. I would assume there's a bass guitarist playing, so okay. Now with just your left hand. Okay. Rootless voicings help us to let our right hand improvise, while the left hand does more of the foundational work. So let's take a typical example. Same example. Now that's way better than playing the root. It's been difficult for me to do. Okay, now to the voicings. Now you can see what difference it makes when you're able to play those voicings on your left. It sort of frees up your right hand to improvise, to experiment. I mean, it makes it more lively and richer. I need you to try experimenting with other voicings. So now that you know how to form your left hand voicings, let's try it on one more note and see if we can get it right. We can play a song that goes to maybe the 6. Well, on the A, your 6 is a minor chord. A typical 6 would be, okay, that's your A minor chord. So let's look for your A minor 7, right? Since we don't want to play the roots, let's extend it to the 9th. Okay, now that leaves us with this chord, which is what? Your C major 7. So guess what? Your C major 7 can be a substitute voicing for your 6 for the A. Once again, I like to play a different voicing. So I would either play this or that. Okay, so once again, we have Well, I said I was going to give you one, but let's give you another one. So that's going to be what you'd call a 3 to 6 chord. So, right? Okay. Now we know what to play on the 6, right? On the 3, which is a 3 major, it's a major chord, so that's an E major chord. 1, 3, 5. Let's add a 7. Okay, we can add a 9th, but not yet, not yet. So let's keep it at 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. And what we can do for this voicing is to take out, well, you can play it in 2 ways. You can actually play the 1, the 5, and the 7, but I usually prefer to add some tension, so I'll take the 1, the 3, and the 7. That creates that tension. So if I do that, I can do the 1, 5, 7, but there's no tension, so you will not have the same feeling. Well, okay, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more lessons like these. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one.